So,
Right.
everyone, boys and girls, this is Ruben. He's got his bottle. Are they real or is that a banner behind you?
That's a background. That's a background I just put there.
So this is Ruben from Spirited Union in not in the UK. Where are you based?
We're based in Amsterdam.
There
We're
you
based in
go.
Amsterdam. Yeah,
There you go. So this is
amazing.
how long Spirited Union been about now? A couple of years.
Yeah, so we've obviously first of all, thanks for having us on. Started about 7 years ago, first to market, and opened the distillery in 2019. So
Six.
just a few years,
Hang on, but say that again. 6 or 7 years ago.
6 7 years ago. Yeah,
Wow. Okay, didn't
yeah,
realise that. Wow.
yeah.
So what's your background then? Where is it your what's the makeup of Spirited Union? Is it you or is it
Yeah, so I'm the founder. So really briefly, Spirited Union. The idea was always to bring something new to the rum game. And what we're doing is we create botanical rums, as we call it. I know that we're talking flavored rum, spiced rum. We'd like to see ourselves as a separate category almost. But yeah, my background, real briefly, I partly grew up in the Caribbean, so I from a young age learned all about island history, but also my family roots. My great granddad used to be a rum trader, so I was really interested in that. And basically grew up working in hospitality sector, making drinks, working with quality produce and quality ingredients, and kind of got inspired to kind of combine those two worlds and create something new for rum.
whereabouts in the Caribbean?
Aruba.
Aruba. Wow. You don't hear
Aruba,
that too
yeah.
often. Wow. Is there any rums from Aruba? What's the rums from Aruba?
Not that much actually.
I was gonna say.
There's a few guys starting distilleries now, but it's mostly imported rums. So a lot of the traditional rums that were being drunk on the island came from Cuba actually. So a lot of it
Oh,
from the northern part in the Caribbean down south.
wow.
Yeah,
Wow. Okay. Yeah. I was just going to say, I've not heard that country island mentioned in years. I kind of forget about that.
yeah,
That's a bit bizarre. So, okay. So you're
yeah,
saying botanical rums are not spiced or flavored rums. I completely 100% get you and totally with you in that.
yeah.
But how do you make the general consumers aware of what botanical rums are? Because many people aren't really going to understand what that is. I
Yeah.
know you're going to sort of talk through what that is later, but it's almost like this new category that's just popped up from nowhere, really, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think when we started, it was we were searching for a way to basically kind of explain what it is that we do with rum, and just calling it flavored or spiced, kind of puts you into two subcategories that are not necessarily yeah what we do is we use botanicals in the same way as you use botanicals when you make gin or traditional liqueurs. We're really extracting flavors from real ingredients, and I found that classifying something as flavored, although obviously it contains flavor, didn't cut it for us, and that's why we kind of call it botanical rum.
Yeah. So
Does
go
that
on
make
then.
sense?
Yeah. I get it. I know, guys. If you've got any questions along the way, feel free to dive in and type them in the questions. Ruben will be able to see them. And so what you'll see, Ruben, hopefully they've been well trained, but you'll hopefully see it in capital letters or a big question in capital letters beforehand. If you see anything pop up, feel free to answer it. But
Yeah.
okay, let's deep dive then. So what is a botanical rum? Let's really dumb it down. What is a botanical rum?
Yeah. So what we do is we use first and foremost we look for we embrace the diversity of rum, traditional rum. So rum obviously has a lot of different flavor profiles. So I know that you talk about this in your other episodes, but there's different areas in the world that have specific ways of making rum, and different distilleries that have specific ways of making rum, and that produces a really nice kind of base flavor. So what we do is we kind of identify those key flavors, and then we look for botanicals that match that, and we're looking to create union, so to create those two things coming together. So what
Ah,
makes what
clever.
makes
Yeah.
botanical rum? So it's literally we extract flavor from botanicals using rum. So either through redistillation in similar ways as you see with gin, you use botanicals and neutral grain spirit to kind of infuse it with alcohol. So either through redistillation or traditional way of maceration. And maceration really is like you make tea. So literally infusing seeds, nuts, leaves, but also things like fruits, creating extracts. So we're kind of infusing it. So it's either infusing, or we call it maceration, or distillation. And those combined with rum create something we call flavor. We call botanical rum, not
Botanical rums. Brilliant.
Botanical
The thing I've just noticed, and I should have realised this before, but I noticed just before I came live on air, all three of these are actually 3 different base rums.
Yeah,
which
correct.
Just goes to what you were saying a minute ago. So it's not just a generic rum that you're sort of macerating or redistilling. You've actually gone out and sourced a rum, or you found a rum and then thought, okay, the coconut is going to work brilliantly with this, and the pineapple is going to work brilliantly with that. I kind of like that. Hadn't realised that.
Yeah, so we work with loads of different rums for different reasons, and I think that's the beauty of rum. There's a rum for everyone, and there's a lot of variety in base flavor. And
so before we dive, I don't know which order. It's completely up to you which order you want to go in. But before we dive into the first one, how many have you got? Is it 5, 6?
Yeah, we've so basically, before we dive into it, so when I started, it was just one. You've got it in front of you. It's the one on our right, your left, which is the spice and sea salt, and that's the one kind of I started off working off of using botanicals and kind of combining sweet and savory initially. So just really to kind of open it up a little bit, the different what you can do with rum. So that was the first one, and then shortly after, actually started to realize that we could do a lot more with botanicals. Obviously, inspired by the ways how you see kind of free form spirits evolving, like using different techniques and kind of crossover techniques from different spirit categories to create flavor and extract flavor. So that was the idea, to then kind of dive into and kind of look for more innovation and more kind of ways of extracting flavor for rum. So opened a distillery. We launched Lemon and Leaf, which was one of our the first white botanical rum. And then straight after that, we just kept on doing research. So our female head distiller, Marjolein Pot, opened a botanical lab. We just kept on distilling, extracting flavors, and that kind of paved the way for us to launch 4 new botanical rums in the last 2 years.
Wow. Funny question. Have you had anything that's just not worked that you thought would be brilliant, but just not worked? It's a bit of really, no?
Yeah, I've got 2, and I'm going to be completely honest. The first was, the one you have on your right, our left, is the organic coconut. And, we struggled, quite a bit during COVID. I mean, there was a lockdown, all the bars were closing up. We had, our strong point was our on-premise. So we were very, very strong represented in bars and restaurants. And our Achilles heel really was retail. So obviously, as all bars and restaurants closed down, we had to kind of, change strategy, look for different ways to kind of, make ends meet. And so one of the things that we did was, we kind of fast-tracked some of the development of these rums, and the organic coconut specifically. We basically we presented it to one of our markets in Poland, and at the time I thought it was cool to have a cloudy organic rum. So we basically, what we do is we fat wash the rum with toasted coconut flakes. We use vanilla, we use cacao. And then we also use coconut water to kind of reduce it down, so it really has this really full coconut flavor. So basically, I just send off a pallet to this to our partner in Poland, Lesport, who have a great rum selection, by the way, great guys. But we basically, I got this really cool excitement up first, and like, we've got this really cool cloudy rum and da. And then we started to get the first responses like, hey, there's stuff floating in my rum, and there's this botanical. So that backfired massively.
Wow.
So Yeah, so we had to install a new filter system to make sure that it wasn't cloudy anymore. So we had to get like these plate filters and kind of really kind of re-engineer the whole recipe, take back the stock. It was a nightmare, but so it was
Wow.
yeah, that was
So
a
how?
big one for us.
So you're talking about Poland. How many markets are you in then? Are you all across Europe and UK, or?
Yeah, so obviously started just cycling around Amsterdam, and in the last years it grew um, to 22 markets currently. So
Wow.
yeah, so really
Go on,
exciting.
go on
Yeah,
then.
go
Give
on.
us a rough. How many bottles? I don't know, a week or a month are you selling? Give us a rough. Just ballpark. Don't have to be specific.
Yeah, we find ourselves we're a small brand, but we're doing roughly 60,000 bottles. Is
Wow.
that right?
A,
Yeah.
a month.
No. We did
A year.
a year. Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, we're a small distillery, so we actually have a site in Amsterdam, and we do a lot of this stuff. Literally, every bottle passes through someone's hand at production. But we're on track to actually double those numbers this year. So that was last year in COVID times. So
Wow. I
we're
mean,
yeah. So
let,
it is
let's be honest. 60,000 is not small. I mean, it's small when you compare it to some of these behind me, like Appleton and Angostura and that. But 60,000 is quite a
yeah.
big chunk. How many
Yeah.
of you are in the business then? How many? So you've got a master blender. You've got you, Barry.
Yeah. Barry, of course. I think he's on
Yeah,
he's on the background.
he's on there
I saw
giving banter.
I saw some of him commenting on some of the notes. So hi Barry. So we've got Barry. Obviously, we've got a couple of guys running the sales team here in Amsterdam, and then we've got an operations team. So roughly we're 15 guys altogether.
Wow.
That
See,
includes
that's
production.
that's the thing to comprehend. 60,000 bottles, potentially 120,000 bottles going out through 15 people. I mean, that's quite. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's quite a feat. So come on in. Let's. Which one are we doing first? Talk about which one first.
So I'd like to start with the spice and sea salt, and
Cool.
it's the one that it still excites me a lot. We had a bar takeover yesterday in one of the cocktail bars, and
Wow.
it's nice to kind of bring that one, keep it in. I don't want to put it down as a premium spice rum, but it does contain spices. So it has 4 different spices, which are also known as botanicals, and it also has mineral salt. And I think that's what makes it really unique. I can tell you a bit about that, but to start off with, obviously, as I mentioned, we start with the rum. So the rum itself that's in there, it's actually a Bayesian rum. It's
Just
aged two.
carry on, mate. No, carry on. I'm just giving a close up for everyone at home. That's all.
Yeah, great. Question: pot or column still? It's a blend of both. I'm looking at some response. So it's age. The age is 2 to 5 years. The majority is 3 years. It's a Bayesian style rum, so quite dry. It works really well. So I started to work and kind of using that to extract flavors. So the tinctures that are in here are all macerated. How's the hangover, Tom? I don't know. Good question. There's vanilla infused. So we've basically extracted vanilla, cacao, cardamom, and cloves. And then there's a touch of mineral salt. And the salt itself, if you take the bottle and if you flick it around and you can see the blue side, the other side. Yeah, you can't see any sediment in there. Yeah, there's a little map of Spain, and actually that's where we get our salt. So the salt comes from the north part of Spain in Basque Country, which is also known as the Michelin star Mecca of the world. And a lot of the restaurants there, they work with local produce. And I kind of stumbled upon this really cool and it's almost ancient salt quarry. They've been harvesting salt there for thousands of years, literally. And the salt is really high in mineral content. It's from an ancient seabed, and basically the reason what the effect it has on the rum is that it's basically on one hand it reduces perceived bitterness. So some of the extractions that we've created, including vanilla, is actually quite bitter as a taste. And like chocolatiers, it reduces the perceived bitterness, which makes it much more palatable. Secondly, when you use this in drinks, so if you're mixing this in either like spiced and stormy, or like a dark and stormy variant, or even in a daiquiri, it just kind of lifts up some of those sour flavor components and makes it really, really pop, basically.
Totally agree with that. We've had this chat quite a lot in my membership, but my palate's changed quite a lot, and I've gone to the point now where I would put a pinch of salt in a pina colada or some espresso martini or something like that. So I'll be honest, I think Barry might know this, but when I first tried that a couple of years ago, I really didn't enjoy it that much. But my palate has changed so much over the last couple of years that this is totally up my street now. It's really funny, really bizarre, but I really like this.
Yeah, it's still one that I really love. It's and it's amazing also. Yeah, actually, so Katie has commented that the salt kind of is quite forward in the first hit, and what it actually does, and that's why you'll enjoy it more the second sip, is actually it tricks the mind. So what will happen is that as soon as humans have a natural mineral deficiency, so we need salt to survive, and that's why we get it from food and drinks, and when you taste it, it kind of tricks your mind, where you start to produce more saliva in the back of your mouth, and that's kind of adds this filming layer over your palate, and that makes it much nicer, much easier for you to kind of have more taste. So it just kind of opens up your palate for more.
I don't know whether you know. I don't know whether you've been to the UK too much, but Katie Stratford is Stratford Sodas. That's Katie and Dan from Stratford Sodas.
Oh wow!
So Barry will know. Barry will know exactly who that is, I think. But yeah, that's who Katie and Dan are.
I know the sodas. They're great.
Yeah. So yeah, that's who that is in there. Yeah. This is about. I tell you what I'm going to do, because I know you're on a sort of time constraint. I'm going to do, for everyone watching, I'm going to do the mixers afterwards. We'll let you talk about the rums and the process and all that. Get the important information out of the way, and then I'll sort of, when you're finished, I'll go into the mixers and a few cocktails and stuff with the bits I've got left. But I mean, guys, for those of you that have tasted it, let us know what you think. Give us a thumbs up, thumbs down, or a kind of that, what you get, because I know it's very different to perhaps what you're probably used to. I mean, it is for me. It's
yeah.
But it is that, what's the word? I can never say it.
Umami.
Umami. Yeah. There we go.
Umami. Yeah.
Yeah. So what would be your go-to mixer for this? You said spiced and stormy, so you thinking ginger?
Yeah, I mean it's the one that I would, it's the most common one, and it's a crowd pleaser. I think rum and ginger is a great combination. I'm a big fan of mixing this with the grapefruit soda as well. So if you're into so if Ting is on the sweet side. Ting is on the sweet side, but it can work. But definitely you've got a few really good brands that make great pink grapefruit soda. I think 3 Cents is a good mix. So it just adds, it works really nicely. It reduces a little bit, brings down a little bit of the bitterness of the pink grapefruit, and it just does make it really, really fruity. So that with a
who's that? 3 Cents. So I can't really recollect them. 3 Cents. Are they in the UK? Do we know? Barry might know. I don't really recollect that. I'm just trying to think of other sort of non-sweet grapefruit sodas that people.
Yeah, I mean, Ting works, but just squeeze some extra limes in there.
Extra lime.
Yeah. Just.
I know Ting. I haven't tried it yet, but I know Ting has got a pink grapefruit soda out as well. I've not tried that yet, but that might be just sign with. Okay, cool. That's that. All right.
Yeah, no, it's
so the spices again, very quickly: vanilla, clove,
cardamom, cacao, Peruvian cacao, and then the Añana salt. Yeah. What's quite funny is that when I first this was the first one that I brought to the UK, and at the time again we were always operating as a very small brand, but really having worked in London for quite a while, I had some friends working in cocktail bars and bars, so I basically started jumping on flights over to kind of introduce it to some bars and places like TT Liquor down on Kingston Road. They really took it on and really started championing it. So that's one of the places where you could find this one. But I think that's kind of where the smallest seed was planted in the UK, and it's cool to see it actually on bars and more multiple places right now. It's kind of slowly but surely spreading across the UK.
I think the thing is, I mean, we've chatted about botanical rum a little bit in my membership community, but I think it's just this unheard of term, really, in the grand scheme of things, that everyone's just going to default to thinking it's a spiced rum, which it kind of is, but you're then in danger of kind of attracting the spiced rum market, and the spiced rum market might be looking for something a bit sweeter, if you know what I mean. Whereas this is kind of, I would say this is at the proper rum end of the market, with fun, with proper spices, and it's delicious.
Yeah, I think that's definitely I come from a very much a mixology background, and one of the things that I wanted to do is I definitely wanted to add definitely don't create a brand and a world for rum to live in a similar way to how you see craft sodas and craft gins, and kind of making using botanicals, and but still with the right ethos, the right production ethos, and the right kind of eye for quality, but then at the same time create something that is tasty and fun.
So mixology background, have you got either one or two like proper cocktails that you've riffed this into? For instance, I'm automatically thinking, for some reason I don't know, but some sort of coconut water or something like that, a little riff on that. But have you what sort of signature serves have you got, other like cocktail wise?
So we did one with a really nice pineapple shrub once. We did it was called popcorn time. I think we did we had like popcorn on garnish, but it was basically a shrub made with cardamom, pineapple, apple vinegar, and then spirited Union, the spicy sea salt, and then we topped it with a little bit of soda, so as a highball. Super tasty. Yeah.
Wow, I like that. That sounds pretty good. Wow. So is this? Have you got any kind of bar? I mean, Barry could answer this as well. But have you got any sort of bigger bar listings for this in the UK, or is this pretty? Like, have any of the big chains taken on where people can see this? I'm not talking like Revolution or anything like that. But I'm talking, I don't know, cocktail bars in London, for instance, or Manchester, or.
Yeah, I think there's a bunch of places that have it. We try to. We're focusing more on a question for Steve. Do you work in a bar in UK?
No. I work here at Aglethorpe.
I'm your assistant. I'm checking the questions while we're. No. So yeah, it's places like as I mentioned, TT. TT Liquor is the one that I know that they serve it, but we worked with places like the Hoxton in the past. Kalukale was one of the bars in London.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Trailer Happiness worked with it. Also with the Lemon and Leaf. So there's a bunch of bars that have stocked
Brilliant.
it.
Are you? I'm not, because I think this will be a no because it's been cancelled. But Rumfest this year, I don't think there isn't a spiced element to Rumfest, is there, this year?
I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's. But no, that's cool. Yeah, that's amazing. We'll try that with some mixes. I might try a ting with this in a bit. Mm.
Yeah.
So essentially, Barbados rum, pot and column still, redistilled with the 4 botanicals: the vanilla, the cocoa, I call it chocolate, the clove, and what was it? Cardamom.
Cardamom,
and then
vanilla,
salt, and then salt added to it to balance it out.
Salt,
wow.
Yeah, it's also funny.
Proper spices.
Yeah, funny story with the salt. We one of the first recipes. So I was working in of a small distillery in Amsterdam before we opened our own, and I was basically blending everything. And it was a Friday night, and they ordered some rum at one of the local cocktail bars, and so I was, completely in the weeds. I was, making, literally like blending everything together and bottling by hand. And I brought this. I brought it to one of the bars, and we just left it there, and they were like, yeah, we really like the rum. It's super nice. The salt, it works really nice in drinks. Da 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 da. And then, but man, I don't know what it is, but it's becoming super salty. So I went over to the bar. There was a little bit left, and I tasted it. I'm like, man, this is not right. So what happened is, I didn't have the right blending tech. We didn't use the right blending method. So which basically the salt didn't properly dissolve. So the first batch, actually, the bottom of the bottles were quite salty. So I had to basically call all the bars and tell them to shake it, and then we added a step to make sure that didn't happen again, so it doesn't happen again. But it's the things you learn along the way, right?
Yeah, but exactly. But that goes, that's what I love at this point in my rum journey. As much as I do love spiced rums and flavoured rums, I've gone to this point now where I love to see brands like you doing it properly. That have sin spices where, we all make mistakes, but that adds to the character. That all adds to the sort of, the value of the rum. Big round of applause for that. I really like that now. Really like that. My palate has moved on so much since COVID, so these last 2 years. That's, cool. It's just bouncing around. I love layers in rums. I love, whether it's flavoured or just normal sipping rums. I love those layers, and that's got that. Love that. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Right. So, which one do you want to move on to now? Unless you.
Which one have you got for me? Which one have you got for me?
We've got the pineapple and we've got the coconut.
Yes. Let's go with coconut, because we were talking about it before.
Coconut.
Yeah.
I'm excited by this one.
Yeah. Actually, as you can see, if you take the spice and sea salt, it's a smaller bottle. I don't know if you've noticed that. So this year, like we've. Oh, there's a few. Warehouse Manchester.
Cheers, Barry.
Liverpool. Thank you. Yeah. So we have the smaller bottle. So although we're a small brand, we're taking things like sustainability seriously, and we do everything with a sustainable lens. So we have most things we do. Obviously, there's some things you can't impact, but the things that we can impact, we try to. Yeah. Sorry, what's that, Steve?
Yeah. No. Carry on. I just remembered because I saw something about solar power and all that on there earlier. We've completely forgot to cover all this. So yeah.
No. That's fine. Yeah. So every time when we have the opportunity to make an impact or to make the right decision, we tend to do so. So one of the things we did a couple of years ago, I think a year and a half ago, we started looking at kind of reducing the weight in our packaging, removing plastic. And that's why we kind of went for a different bottle. So it's 31% lighter. So there's less carbon emissions to produce that bottle or to ship it. And another thing that we did, obviously, when we opened the distillery, it was obviously, installing it with solar panels and, thinking about, okay, what can we do to reduce waste? So kind of the recycling of our waste, 91% is being recycled. So that's quite good.
Wow.
And the last part of one of the things we did as well was to be organically certified. So basically, the coconut rum was actually part of that kind of journey to become more sustainable and have a better tracking of the ingredients that we use. So for the organic coconut, all the ingredients are organically certified.
Wow. So all the bottles are swapping over to this one. Is that correct?
Yeah.
They will be. I can vouch. This is a damn sight lighter than what this is. What'd you say? 35% lighter?
31%. Yeah.
31% lighter. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the organic coconut, it's based on actually a Belize rum. So it's
I'll do the close up again. Carry on. I'll do the close up for people.
Yeah. So it's sugarcane juice rum. And it's distilled in a rainforest sanctuary. So it's pretty cool. The distillery who we work with is actually not that old. They only started distilling in 2016. So the rum is quite young. And then what we've done is we fat washed it with coconut flakes. So from Sri Lanka we get boxes with toasted coconut flakes. Goes in. So we let it kind of sit. Then it becomes cloudy, of course. It contains some fat, and it extracts a lot of flavor. And then we do the same with vanilla and cacao, and we then blend everything together and dilute it down with coconut water. And actually, what's quite interesting is the coconut water is we're the smallest customer for the coconut water. So they come in small green steel drums, and it's literally it's it's a lot of effort because it needs to be either refrigerated or processed quickly. So every time when we get them in, it's like, okay, the clock starts running and we do the blend. So the rum itself, what you'll find is that it's full-bodied, kind of fatty, round coconut rum, and that's basically what we wanted to achieve.
It's the first time I purposely didn't try this at Manchester Rum Fest. I had the pink grapefruit that Barry gave me. That's the first time I've had that, even when dramming it up for everyone at home. That is lovely. Sugarcane rum, sugarcane juice, did you say? Rum?
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Windy, you are liking agricole. It's not agricole, obviously, but wow.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
So another thing that we are quite proud of, and actually when we started to work with the distilleries like Copeltree, we were thinking, hey, what more can we do, and is there some sort of alliance? Because we obviously looked at things like fair trade, we looked at things like the organic certification, the vegan certification. But the thing that caught my eyes, and that I'm really proud that we're a member of. It's an organization. It's called Bon Sucro. I don't know if you know about it. So Bon Sucro is it's actually an alliance, or it's a foundation that looks after sugarcane farms and sugarcane mills. So basically, the rums that we use are either certified Bon Sucro, or we basically buy credits for which we can then kind of give back to farms and mills to produce in a more sustainable way. So better working conditions, more education on how to work, for the environment. And so that's one of the initiatives that I'm really excited about. And actually, This rum was really that kind of sparked that movement towards being a Bon Sucro member. So we're really proud to be a Bon Sucro member.
Yeah. I like that. I'll have to do a bit more research on that. I like that. So quick question then. This is Belize rum. I mean, obviously we could all taste it and we get it, but when you tasted the rum, so how did this process go? Did you think, I want to produce a coconut rum and then source the rum to go with that? Or did you find the rum and then think, that the flavour profile of that would be suited to coconut? Like which way? What's so
there's different ones. We had the sweet orange. You don't have it there. That was a Jamaican rum, and that's what really got us wanting to work with ginger and sweet orange. So it was really rum forward. But for this rum, we were looking, because we were looking for a rum that matches, one, the philosophy, and two, the kind of the character of green coconut juice. Green coconuts are the young coconuts. And they have a specific taste, and that's why we were looking for a more kind of vegetal rum, grassy, citrusy, and that's how we started to play around with the rum from Belize.
That is a delicious combination. That just works so well. I can see the sort of comments flying in that people are loving this. This is, I mean, you still get that rum that comes through. It's not sipping rum, but the rum doesn't get lost, because is there any, I'm assuming this is a no, or I don't know, is there any sugar added to these at all?
Yes, we did a little bit, but just for balance. So we try to with all the rums, we only add what we think it needs. So, for instance, the pink grapefruit and rose, I don't think you have it there. We don't add any sugar to the lemon and leaf, pink grapefruit and rose. The spicy sea salt has like literally a touch, and the organic coconut and the pineapple, they have between 10 and 15 grams of sugar per liter. So it's still quite low. If you think about, some of the rums going over 20 grams.
Yeah. Especially spiced and flavoured rums going well over sort of 20
Yeah,
grams. So
yeah. So we don't think it needs it. So we're just looking for something to be palatable, and we're transparent about it.
so when you hold it in your mouth for a couple of seconds, actually that is where the rum really does shine through on the back of the tongue. You really do get that sort of the inherent sugarcane juice rum coming through, those vegetal grassy notes. It's coconut first, right in the sip. It's coconut up front. But as you hold it on the mid and back palate, that's really nice. I love that.
Cool.
That is potentially my favourite ever coconut rum. I'm not just saying that because you're here. I genuinely, because obviously we've got.
I'm Steve. Just so you know, I'm recording this as well. So whatever you say right now,
it's fine. I'm recording
forever.
This will live on YouTube forever as well. You can take a clip if you want and put that best ever coconut rum. We don't care. I really like that. Really do like that. So again, like mixer wise for this, obviously. Now go on. I'm going to sit back here. Go on.
Yeah, you're putting me on the spot. I really like this. So we, there's a pineapple soda that I tried. So what we did was a touch of lime juice, fresh lime juice, like literally 10, 15 mils. And then, double shot or obviously I'm saying that because, the obvious reasons, but
double bubble.
Yeah, a shot of the organic coconut, the Spirited Union organic coconut, and then top it up with the pineapple soda, and that just gives it like kind of this fizzy colada vibe. So I really like that drink. If you're if you don't want to go out of your ways to find the pineapple soda, I would recommend to either mix it with ginger ale, so as a simple drink, but last night I was shaking a ton of these cocktails. Like literally during the takeover, it was the most popular drink of the night, and it was actually a coconut espresso rumtini. So it's like a espresso martini, but then replace the vodka with the organic coconut rum, and the coconut and coffee is fantastic. It's super nice.
So obviously the coffee is going to be whatever the bar was using, but the coffee liqueur, what are you going for there? What were you using last night?
We were using Mr. Black's, but it's quite heavy on the coffee, and it also has some notes of chocolate, and I think that works really nice with.
We've got that. I might stick the kettle on a bit later, and I might do a little. I should have enough just to do a coconut espresso. We might have a little play with that later. Nice.
Yeah, you should. It's great. Yeah. It's great.
I like that. Nice. That's a cracking one. See, it's what I mean. It's like all these simple cocktail ideas. The espresso martini. Everyone knows how to make the espresso martini, but flip it up with the coconut rum. Amazing. Katie has put, I saw this. This has just gone scrolled through up here. Where'd it go? This one. I know it's got a Luna in it, but this makes me want to remake my coconut and lime old fashioned and coconut Russian. Yeah.
Nice.
Amazing. So coconut and lime old fashioned. Kate, you'll have to put the recipe in there for that. That sounds amazing.
I'm dying to know.
Yeah.
Nice.
So a squeeze of lime or a lime bitters? What are you going for there, Katie? I don't know. But the tropical, yeah, I kind of agree. I'm going to crack that out with tropical mixer in a bit. Yeah, nice. Cool. Right, pineapple soda, tropical soda, grape soda. That is absolutely delicious. Love that. Big fan.
Nice.
It's not. When you drink some coconut rums, it kind of the sugar sort of sticks to your teeth and all that. That's why the only way I can describe it to people that have not got this. This doesn't stick at all. There is no syrupy sweetness to this. This just absolutely glides down your throat. That is proper lovely. Love that. Oh, I'm excited by this. Pineapple.
Yes.
I'm excited by this one. Pineapple, I've never had a really, really good pineapple rum. They're all
Yeah, we're this one is we're really proud of this one. I think it's the one that we get a lot of good responses on because we'll taste it in a minute, but yeah, it's a cool rum. I just wanted to kind of go back because my mind was going to the left and you're going to the right. Yeah, one thing I just wanted to say about the sustainability piece. I know that you don't have a bottle of it because you asked me which products do you have, but I forgot to mention that we've got one that's not out in the UK market yet.
Boo.
But I'll make sure next time I see you that I have one on me, or I'll try to. And it's one that we've gone even further in terms of the sustainability part, where we've created. It was actually It's a honey rum botanical honey rum liqueur. So it's a rum liqueur. So that's a bit. It's on its way. Thanks, Barry. But it's actually a funny story. So in the same way how we kind of, we have this green lens at the distillery, like, okay, can we do this more sustainable? So we were actually in the process of creating our own distillery honey. So we had a beehive on the roof and had someone trained as a beekeeper. But then we realized that the impact of honeybees are actually, not necessarily positive for, local wild bee communities. So they take a lot of the nectar away from wild bees, and which obviously has a big impact on local biodiversity. So we were like, okay, let's get rid of the beehive. Let's put some plants into it. And then we kind of started to think about doing a bee free, so completely without the use of bees, create a honey rum liqueur without which is plant-based. So it's 100% plant-based. So I'm going to get you that. But that's on our newest sustainability thing that we've done. Okay.
I think that's just blown. Hang on. That's just blown my little mind. A honey rum without bees.
Correct. Yeah, it's a plant-based.
I'm leave that bombshell there for everyone to comprehend that.
Yeah, I wanted to see your first reaction, but we'll get you a bottle. I think it's going to be on its way for you to taste.
Awesome. I've seen that. Cheers, Barry. And to answer Trevor's question, 38% ABV. So Trevor's in Canada, so double out. What's that? 76 proof.
We've got some great news for Trevor. Then we are launching in the LCBO and in the SAQ in February.
In
Canada?
Going to
be in Canada. Yes.
Wow. There you go, Trevor. There you go. He's our resident Canadian friend. That's amazing. That's just blown my little tiny mind. A honey rum without bees. That's just like mind blown.
Nice.
Wow.
Pineapple.
Right. Yeah. I'll do the close up. You tell people about this. I'll do the old close up again so people can see.
Thanks for sharing, KD.
Oh, is that the recipe? We can see the recipe. Nice.
Yeah.
So this is queen pineapple and spice. What's a queen pineapple?
So just to take it back one step. So this is in a similar way. Basically, I was actually talking to my brother. He works with a big fruits transporting company. So they get a lot of exotic fruits, and a lot of the fruits that they have, including tropical fruits like pineapples. There's a lot of it's behind the scenes, but any faulty fruits that it just gets scrapped and thrown out. So we were we were kind of playing around with different types of ideas to do something that's a bit more fruit forward, like pineapple. And then he showed up with a whole, basically his whole truck was full of like different types of pineapples. And so we started to play around a little bit with making extracts, distilling the skins of pineapple, working with different types of, flavor extraction methods. And that's kind of how, the process of creating this Queen Pineapple and Spice Rum kind of came to be. So at its core, it's got a Panamanian rum. So it's 2 to 3 years. So just a quick question from Wendy. Why 38% ABV? Because actually 2 reasons. One is I wanted to make sure that the rum would still be noticeable. As soon as you dilute it down too much, you'll find that when you're making botanical rums that it'll kind of lose its character. But the second reason is because and also same reason why. Partly why we're also staying under the 20 grams of sugar per liter, plus we're staying over the 38%, is because we want the rum that we use to still be a rum as a base. So that's the reason why. We had one at 41% ABV, but then at the same, we wanted to have something that was easier and friendlier on the palate when drinking straight, and that's why we reduced it to 38. Just on the pineapple, so it has basically we were experimenting with it. So we were distilling also different botanicals using it. So the pineapples are used are actually extract of pineapple, plus we have a distillate that we do ourselves. And then we had also two different. I'm reading at the same time. That's why. I see comments coming. This is new. This is new for me.
Very quickly, Tom, Ruben, Tom.
Oh, hi. I'm Ruben. Yeah. So basically, we had so cinnamon distillate. We have a clove distillate. And then we kind of blended those four components together to create this rum.
Wow.
How is it?
That is bonkers. It's just like, it's like I've opened up a proper pressed pineapple juice that's got a little bit of a kick to it. That's nice.
Yeah. It's
got the spice there.
Yeah.
Actually. Is it cinnamon? What's the spice? I've got cinnamon probably. What's the spice?
Yeah, cinnamon and clove. And clove, actually, it's funny. If you distill cloves, it's very aromatic. It's very aromatic if you infuse it. But if you distill it, it actually creates, almost like a sweeter kind of feel to it. So you take away some of the bitter notes, and it becomes a kind of fresh, sweetie, fresh and sweet, and that's the effect that it has coming out of the still.
Talk to us about sort of volume wise, like what, how many, like what's the liters? How many liters would you produce in one go of?
We do. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to believe, but we have a dedicated team and they work really hard. But we have a 500-liter mixing tank and a 1,000-liter buffer tank. So every day we fill those two up. So we do 1,500 liters per day, and that's on a normal production day. So it's 4.2 liters in a case. So yeah, it gives you a rough idea. So we do roughly 300 cases per day. And that's just, that's nonstop working. But we don't have those days every single day. So we'd have like 2 or 3 bottling days, and then we'd have like a preparation day, and then obviously cleaning. So that's there's a lot of work that goes into the products.
So how long for like the pineapple? So is the pineapple? Sorry, I missed it because I was doing a close up. Is the pineapple macerated or distilled?
Yeah, so we have an extract of pineapple, and we which is basically an infusion, and then we have we distill the skin. That's quite aromatic as well. So we throw everything in the still.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. All the rums that we use, also at this one, we use the base, the rum in the final product. We only use, so all the extracts, the distillates, we're using the same rum as in the final product. So it's 100% single origin. So either point of view. So it's either Belize, Barbados, the first one you tasted, and this one is Panamanian. So we try to kind of make sure that everything blends well together.
Right. So okay. So let's dumb this right down then. So you've created a distillate of clove. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've created
cinnamon. To create the distillate, we've used the Panamanian rum.
The Panamanian rum. You've distilled that, and then we've got you now. We're with you. Right.
Yeah. So sometimes you'll see that there's like NGS being used and stuff and making extracts, but we don't. It's everything it's rum, 100% for spirit. Yeah.
Wow. Can you tell us more about the lemon and leaf? That sounds more like my style.
Yeah. So lemon and leaf, that idea actually just on the idea. At the time when I was doing sales, I was basically going from door to door, literally trying to get people to taste and try and sell and buy the product. That was with the spice and sea salt, which is quite indulging, dark, rich in character. I was actually I went to a bar and it was called Sage and Wild. I don't know if it's there anymore. I'm just naming. I don't know if it's naming and shaming, but it's a true story. So I went there and starting to talk to this girl that was working there, and she said, like, I really like the way the bottle looks. I really like you. I like the taste, but this, it's not special enough. And then I told her, like, oh, so what do I need to do to to get your interest? She's like, yeah, do something completely different. And then I just started to think, like, there's so much more you can do with botanicals than just infusing it. And then that's when I started to look at lemon and leaf, and kind of doing some research on botanical rum. And then I didn't find anything. I thought, why has no one done this before? So lemon and leaf was the second product that I created, and we literally started to look for the freshest ingredients. So going completely opposite, away from sipping slow, away from indulging, completely opposite, fresh, light, grassy, so different types of drinks. And that's when lemon and leaf was created. So lemon and leaf has literally, we've imported lemons from the Amalfi Coast, so the big fat skin lemons.
Yeah.
We squeeze them, so we don't get rid of the juice. We actually bottle the juice and give it to local bars. We use the lemons, we put it in the still. We use eucalyptus, black tea, sarawak pepper, sarsaparilla root, and quina bark. So it has a lot of different botanicals, and then just kind of, and it works really nicely with the Mauritian rum that we're using. So Mauritian rum is it's like an agricole style, and then it just kind of evolved with this really fresh citrus notes. So that's really nice.
Wow, that does actually sound up my street as well. Actually,
yeah.
I didn't really understand the leaf part of it. I kind of, for some reason, I thought I went off at a different tangent. I didn't. So say those four the leaves again: eucalyptus, black tea.
Yeah, so it's black tea, and then it's got three different botanicals: sarawak pepper, sarsaparilla root, and quina bark. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and the rum itself, it's if it's agricole, it's not 100% agricole. Well, depends on how you look at it. But it's the character that it's like a 60-40 blend, because we found that if we use too much, it's like a 60-40 blend in terms of like the flavor profile that you'd expect from an agricole. So it's a little bit more, a little bit less vegetal, a bit more citrusy as a base. What's your personal favorite out of the whole range? Yeah, I think the original one still. That's the one. Spice and Sea Salt. I think that's the one that is my favorite. Followed by, I think you've got my three favorites up there: organic coconut, Queen Pineapple.
See,
those are the ones.
You failed miserably there, because you should have said the grapefruit one that's just behind you, which would have made people, the rest of them, go out and buy the grapefruit one as well.
Oh shit!
Is that that's the grapefruit. We'll do the rest of the range at some point, because I've tried the grapefruit and I absolutely loved it. I really did like that. That's amazing. Look, I'm very mindful of time. I know you said you had about 40-45 minutes. You are welcome to stay. You're totally welcome to stay, but if you've got to go, I completely and utterly appreciate that. So
I'm gonna put this on in the background. Because I have a couple of things that I need to finish for the start of the week.
You're absolutely fine. Is there anything we've missed that you want to cover, that you kind of want to quickly say? Or, I mean, I'll put links up to your website and your Instagram and all that sort of stuff. We'll do all that.
I think what's for me. It's I know that I've stepped into the spirits world and in the rum world a long time ago, and for us to be at the point where the IWSC is recognizing botanical rum as a category is really, really cool. But I'm also like really aware that it's really exciting to be doing new stuff and really adding something new to the category. So that's just I'm really excited to be working with some really good partners. So just to shout out guys like Barry, but also the guys from Spirit Cartel, who do all our work in the UK.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's cool. I know the guys there.
Yeah, so it's really cool that it took a long time to get to where we are, and it's exciting to be doing more stuff in the future. So yeah, the last thing I wanted to add is that we've got a couple of world's first coming by the end of this year, early next year. So I'd love to come back and maybe do a live broadcast from the distillery to tell you a bit more about that.
Wow, yeah, that'll be cool.
And yeah, I think that leaves it for me. If anyone is ever in Amsterdam, make sure to swing by the distillery and come check it out. We're open in the weekends and at night, and we do different things like distilling classes and tours. So, we have a very much an open door policy.
Wow, that's cool. There's one quick question before you go, putting you on the spot. Wendy wants to know, what is when you're not drinking your brand, it's on screen. When you're not drinking your brand, what's your favourite rum? And that's the last one before we let you go. Make it up on the spot.
Fuck, that's a difficult one.
Dead man's fingers. Oh!
No. Do I go for a Dorleys? I don't know.
Oh, interesting.
It's so difficult.
Pick three.
Yeah, no, I'm going to stick to that. I think I'm going to do the Dorleys.
Dorleys.
Dorleys
12, 14, 5, 8, XO, 5. 5? Yeah. There you go, Wendy. That was just for you. Hey, Ruben, thank you so much for giving up your Sunday night. I appreciate you're an hour later there as well, aren't you? It's like 10 past 10, isn't it? Yeah. Thank you so much for coming on tonight. We will definitely get you back and talk about your other rums, and I can't wait to try the honey one. But this video, I'll chop the start of this video off so it goes straight to you, but this video will live on forever, so feel free to link to it as well.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you very, very much, mate.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right, go on. I'll take you off there. That's cool. Right, that's all. Let me adjust myself again. Noise cancelling headphones. It's always weird. For like 2 minutes after taking these off, it's really weird because I feel like I'm shouting. Right, hang on a sec. Let's put those away. So, what we want to know, I'm assuming Barry's still there as well. Barry, thank you very much for sort of half arranging that as well and chatting. These have really, I've got the sniffles now, really kind of opened my eyes up and my mind up to the whole spiced, and I've got to stop calling it that because they're not. They're botanical rums. But that market, that style of rum, if you know what I mean. I can see a few people sort of commenting, which is absolutely fine. I'm not sure whether my nose will actually pick it up, but I just want to do. There was a few comments versus plantation pineapple. Everyone's entitled to their own opinions. That's the fun bit about rum. You can't sort of say, oh, this is better than that. But I'm not sure my nose will pick this up. But right, me with sort of a bunged up nose, the aroma on that one is 100%. Not that's a bit of an exaggeration, but that's more pineapple forward on the nose, definitely. I get what you're saying. I get why. Actually, do you know what? They're two very different styles of rum there. For example, the Stiggins. What's the base of the Stiggins? The base will be Jamaica, Barbados, and Trinidad, won't it? The base of that. Whereas the base of this one is, I've forgotten already, Panama, wasn't it? Panamanian rum. So you've got a very different sort of style of rum there for a start. And you've obviously got a little bit of punchier extra ABV. I really like these. I saw someone, I'm sure I saw a couple of people there saying quite happily sip these neat. And I completely and utterly agree. These are delicious to sip neat. Absolutely delicious. The coconut, that coconut, I 100% tell you now, that coconut is replacing, so I use it for hen parties, but Coco Canu, I use that for hen parties. That coconut is 100% replacing that Coco Canu. That's going to be a permanent stop for me in that sort of side of the business. I really, really like that coconut. That is lovely and delicious. Right, let's just go. I'm going to do a few mixes with that. We're going to do Katie's what do we call it? The Katie and Dan Stratford soda test. I'm just going to quickly scroll back because I'm sure people are piping up with their favourite ones of the night. So if you haven't commented so far, comment on which one was your favourite out of the three. For those of you that have got samples, Windy's going sea salt. Pam's going coconut. Our flights are booked. Dan might chain himself to the pineapple still. Moxie, bit chalk and cheese comparison, but only pineapple I have to compare is Two Swallows. Yeah, so Moxie, I get what you're saying about the chalk and cheese. You know, the Two Swallows. Is the pineapple Two Swallows the same base rum? Is it Guyana? I don't know whether I'm assuming it's Guyana. I'm sure it's Guyana. It's the same as the bombs, not the bombs. What are they called? Grenades. Is it Guyana? Where's it from? He's faffing around. I'm pretty damn sure, without skim reading, I'm pretty damn sure. I don't think it says it on the flipping bottle anymore. The Two Swallows. I'll leave it there. I think the Two Swallows would be Guyanan rum, which is going to be richer anyway. But we know, and that's no disrespect, we know there's quite a bit of sugar added to those and flavourings as well. They serve the purpose for me really, really well. I like the grenades are kind of a higher ABV anyway. So they're a little bit more, what's the word? I'm just going to say testier to work with. You know, you've got to really cut them back. And I mean, I really, really do like that. But the pineapple on that one, just to kind of sip that neat. Is that the one? Yep. Just kind of, that's just lovely. It's just light, and you know the Panamanian style of rum just really does that justice. Right, a bit chalky. Q, does the coconut beat the cut and dry? I have got sorry, I've got a tiny bit of. I keep resisting to try this tiny little bit of the cut and dry. I mean, the cut and dry is really, really pineapple forward, coconut forward. It is. I'm not doing too much. So a bit of water. Yeah, yeah. I mean, the cut and dry. How I'll describe that: the aroma is coconut. The taste is rum, absolutely 100% rum, and then the coconut is subtly up behind it. Cut and dry. In the same way, I really wouldn't call. I know we're talking about plantation here, but I really wouldn't call plantation a pineapple flavored rum. That's always the distinction I've tried to make. I've tried to get that through to people with the plantations, the cut and dry and the Stiggins. They are rum first and foremost with pineapple in there. They're not what I would call flavored rums in that sense. Whereas this is 100% all about the coconut, but the rum is backed up. It's a really lovely rum behind it. Don't get me wrong, the cut and dry is absolutely delicious, but as a coconut forward mixer or a coconut forward rum, it's gorgeous, absolutely good. And let's be brutally honest, the cut and dry, if that actually ever makes it to the UK properly, I mean, we're talking years. So you're talking about pretty much a non-event, really, unless they kind of start importing coconuts. So, so at the moment, your competition to this is probably a Luna in that sense. But that's delicious. That's delicious. I really want to get the kettle on and get an espresso on the go. Right. Who else have we got on there? Amsterdam. Are we all doing a road trip to Amsterdam? I think we might be. Carl Shaw. Barry. Oh, there you go. What's Barry putting on screen? Barry. For anyone interested in distillery tour, as part of the distilling class, you can make your own rum. Oh, hello. I sense a geography field trip. A la secondary school. I sense a field trip going over to Amsterdam. Interesting. This could be a members outing. That's awesome. Coconut for me, Trafford Tropical. Right. Jim, I think question. Right, hang on. Oh, last comment. I think that's coming. Being used as a mixing rum is the coconut. Is it £12 to £14 better than Coco Canu? Is it £12 to £14 better? Coco Canu does the job. Don't get me wrong. I love Coco Canu. I really, really do. For hen parties, it's kind of that thing. If you're working to a budget, then Coco Canu really does well. It does, because it's nice and cheap. It is. If you're going for taste over budget, then yes, I would go 100%. I would quite happily spend the extra money on that, because you're getting the whole round package. Coco Canu, I can't drink neat. Let's be brutally honest. Coco Canu needs a mixer. It's great for mixing rums. It's great for like daiquiris and things like that. But for neat, I would quite happily, because that's lower in sugar, a lot lower in sugar. I really, really like sipping that neat. That's delicious. And booze forward. So coming out, without giving the game away. Oh no, it's already out. On the Drink Stuff channel, for example, this is a cracking example. On the Drink Stuff channel last Wednesday, we dropped the Monin showcase. I was down in Monin. I was down with Tony. Tony did a coconut Negroni, but used 5ml, I think it was, of Monin coconut syrup. If you replaced the gin with that and no syrup, you would have a proper, delicious, lovely booze-forward cocktail without it being too sweet or anything like that. The coconut is so well balanced in there. So that sort of style of cocktail, so basically a decent vermouth, your Campari, and that's a great riff. I should have enough here. Hopefully, if Mummy Barman's listening, if Mummy Barman can stick the kettle on for me, I might be able to get an espresso on the go. That might be quite fun. Definitely agree with Cutcher. I'll tell you what we'll do then, as the comments are there. Right, let's hide these. Boom, boom, boom. Sniffle, sniffle, sniffle. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to whack this on here for 2 seconds. There we go. I need to make that longer. It doesn't quite fit. Another 2 or 3 seconds. I want it to get to the point where I'm kind of like, ta-da! Like that. So I've got the 3 mixes nicely chilling away. So what's where is it? This one here. I'm really, really sorry. I might have to mute myself and blow my nostrils in a minute. Right. What do we think about the spiced and sea salts? What flavour? Citrus. I'm kind of intrigued by the citrus, because Ruben said a daiquiri, so I'm quite intrigued by the citrus on that. I think for a nice winter warmer, hot chocolate, coconut and hot chocolate. Ta-da! I think the spiced and sea salt with the citrus would be a great shout for a long daiquiri. It's really funny when I'm like this and I'm talking, and like YouTube or my software, Adobe Premiere, like it auto transcribes that. It thinks I'm saying Thackeray, Thackeray instead of daiquiri. It's really funny. Right. Stratford Soda Citrus. So these are Katie and Dan's Stratford sodas. You all know what these are, don't you? Of course we do. So let's do a bit of a waste of a bottle. It's all right. We'll finish up. Don't you worry, Katie. Right. So I've probably done 1-to-1 there. Oh, that's quite nice. Oh, the salt. The salt is an after. Oh, that's really nice. You get the spices up front with that and the citrus. So you get this sort of spiced daiquiri thing going on. But then the aftertaste is the sea salt. Oh, I like that. That's quite interesting. That is really, really delicious. I'm really sorry, guys. You're going to have to forgive me for 2 seconds. I will mute myself so you can't hear, but I'm just going dark for literally like 5 seconds. Probably more like 10 seconds, but there we go. We're back. Right, that's better. I can breathe again. That is really delicious. It's got the sweetness of the spiced rum, but that whole aftertaste is that lovely sort of salt that just I'm really liking. I've just bought up another pot of like I think it's Cornish sea salt. It might be Malden. I think it's Cornish actually. Proper like sea salt. I've got really into salt lately. Like proper salt. That's quite nice. Hang on. What? Maybe some chocolate bitters in the sea salt. Decky, in that. Decky, this is all on you. Chocolate bitters in that. Sea salt with citrus and chocolate bitters. I'll do it if that's what you're talking about. I don't know. I want to know what you're talking about. The winner for us was spiced. Our winner for the spiced was a surprise for us. Hang on. So what was your winner, Katie? What have you? We'll put our pairing winners on a Discord. Okay, cool. That's fine. I've seen it now, Katie. Don't worry. I've caught up. Decky's there. Right. That's what I was thinking. So the chocolate bitters in that. Okay, we can go for that. Let's just take my little spritz cap off there. And let me just find the cola. I was working with cola bitters the other day, so let me just rinse that out very, very quickly. There we go. Right, that's that. So I need to. I've lost my pipettes for this. So chocolate bitters. I'm not going too much. I'm going to go put in there 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. About 10 drops. Categorical, no. No, that's just ruined it now for me. I'll be honest. I thought you were a bit crazy to ask for chocolate bitters in that, but yeah, no, that doesn't work for me. No, I'm not enjoying that now. I'm not enjoying that. Nice try. Chocolate totally destroys the sort of citrus kind of note to that. Might be a nice rum fashioned, so that chocolate bitters and maybe a bar spoon of sugar. Don't know. Jeff, oh, I'm hovering over it. Question for the group. Random, my ice blender broke and I was looking for a good replacement. Okay. Ice blender? What's your ice blender? What are you talking about? Ice crusher or blender? Like a blender? What's an ice blender? I don't know what an ice blender is. What's an ice blender? Right. Can't wait to try this properly. You had a sip of each. Good. Right. So, okay. I tell you what, while the citrus is open, I'm just going to. I don't want to smash through these. I want to save a bit. So citrus and coconut and citrus. Oh, now that's nice. Ooh, that's good. That is lovely. Coconut and citrus. That is absolutely belting. Which means that as a daiquiri is going to be lovely. Right. Pineapple. Oh, this is going to be amazing, isn't it? This is going to be good. We know this is going to be good. Let's put the cola bitters away. Citrus. There we go. Oh, that's naughty. Oh, that's my favourite. Right, Katie, remember that. Pineapple and citrus. Or, sorry, for the citrus, my favourite is the pineapple. I mean, they're good, but my favourite is that. The spice is really nice as well. They are good, but my favourite is pineapple. Right. So, let's move on to. I'm not convinced about the hedgerow. I'm going to leave that till last. I'm not convinced by the hedgerow. I'm going to go tropical. Steve-O is bigging this up. So I'm expecting big things of the tropical with the coconut. I won't lie. Right. Tropical. So tropical, for those of you who don't know, pineapple and coconut. These soda, for all of you that don't know, if any of us new people tuning in for the very first time and not seen Stratford sodas, basically dialed back sweetness. Katie and Dan, you can ask Katie and Dan, they're all in the comments. You can ask them all about their sodas. Dialed back sweetness, dialed back fizziness. As you'll have seen, they don't make me burp, which is a big testament to them. So, tropical with spiced sea salt. What's it called? Spice and sea salt. There we go. Oh, that's interesting. Again, it's that layer. It's the sweet spice comes out, but then it's the finish. The salt comes out in the finish. That's really bizarre how that does that. You don't get salt up front. You get salt on the aftertaste. I like that. Ooh, that's delicious. Right. I'm going to save that one to last. I've got high hopes for the coconut. To be fair, what we're talking about, the pineapple is just going to be just as good, surely. Right. The smell, Jesus Christ. The smell of that is lovely. Oh, that's pretty good. Oh, that's pretty good. The coconut's got to be going some to beat that. That is delicious. Right, that's delicious. Oh, that was so good. Coconut. Right. So, this is Steve-O's, Havana Steve. This is his pairing, coconut and tropical. Oh, again, the smell, the coconut. These mixes really do lift the smell, the aroma. That's really nice. Oh, I don't know now. Oh, that's tough. I think I go pineapple with the tropical. Just slightly edges it for me. The toasted coconut really does come out afterwards with that tropical mixer. I completely forgot what I've said for the first one. Citrus. What did I put for the? I've completely forgot what I said. The citrus, but my favourite is the pineapple for the tropical. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Right, spiced. This is going to be an interesting one. My predictions for the spiced: first, second, and a long way third. That's my predictions, but I don't know how this is going to go. I'm going to be either shocked, very shocked, I think. So spiced, I've said it properly now twice. It's lovely. Is cinnamon and ginger. It's not ginger. It's not a bottle of ginger. It's cinnamon. Cinnamon and ginger spiced. I always say ginger. Right. So I'm going to go reverse order to what I think. I'm going to bias myself here for this. So coconut first with the spiced. Yeah. Hey, Greg. That's actually quite nice. I wouldn't say it's all star, but it's quite nice. It's not as bad as I was expecting it to be. And I think Ruben said ginger ale with this as well, actually, which did kind of shock me. I swear he did. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of coconut with ginger, but that's not bad. It's nice. It's not bad. It's not bad. Right. Oh, pineapple or sea salt? I'm going to go pineapple. I'm expecting the pineapple to be really good. There we go. Right. Pineapple. Let's catch up with this. Excuse me. Hey, Greg. Hello from Iowa. Just listening. Sorry, I know it's. I know I'm quite quiet here, but I'm doing a lot of tasting. Hedgerow with the spiced. Okay, I would have tried them with Stratford sodas, but I've run out. Nothing wrong with a bag and a mallet. Jeff McJeff. Boom, boom, boom. I think we're talking about ice blenders. Just Chris. Cool. You're all talking amongst yourself. I like that. If there's nothing for me to see. Hang on. For every 10 times you get spiced name right, we'll buy you a drink at Rumfest. So this is the spiced mixer. It's a really lovely spiced mixer. How many am I up to now? 4 or 5? Oh, yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's really good. That is really lovely, actually. Really, really nice. On a scale, though, it's not as nice as the tropical. So the tropical, with that, hands down, my favourite there. The spiced is nice with that. 6. But, yeah. Right. Sea salt. These have got... It's the one thing about these bottles that, there was never in danger of flying, don't worry. But I don't know whether you can see the bottles. I don't know whether you can kind of see. Can you see them more rounded at the bottom compared to the square chunky bits of these? I could see potentially maybe a kind of a little accident at some point later on in an evening. These, not a chance. They're bottom heavy, but 31% lighter. I mean, you can't argue with that. But there is a little danger of woohoo. The fact that it is quite light as well. You don't really get a grasp of how light that is. That's just pretty much a standard bottle weight. It's heavy because of the bottom, but it's pretty much standard of everything I've got behind the bar here. That is a lot lighter. Right, so spiced with spiced. 7? I'm 7. I don't know how many I've said, but I'm going 7 now. So 3 more times and I'm up to a free drink. Nice. Yes. Oh, yes. That's my favourite. Spiced and spice. That works. But again, the sweetness of the spiced come out, and this is really bizarre how that happens. The sea salt comes out afterwards. Yeah, I love that. So, first, second, third for that one. So I've completely forgotten. That's that. What was the citrus? That one. Was it a citrus with that one? I've completely forgotten what my favourite with the citrus was. No doubt if I do another tasting, it could be completely different. So I'm just going to leave that there. Yeah, that's nice. Right. Let's have some water. Right. The hedgerow. I've got no idea, actually, to be fair, how this hedgerow is going to go. And while I'm here, because we might forget next week, because next week might be a little bit... thank you very much. Sorry, Barry, I didn't even realise you were still here. Thank you very much, Barry. Everyone say thank you for Barry, especially those of you that have got the samples at home. Everyone say thank you very much to Barry for sending us those samples. We will stay in touch, definitely, and we will definitely kind of sort of get involved in the other flavours. The grapefruit, I promise you, the grapefruit and rose is absolutely delicious as well. So yeah, but as for what I was going to say, moving on, next week could get a little bit messy because it's going to be a lot of fun next week. A secret taste along. You guys should have all got your samples, but there is something I want to say it now in preparation for next week. It is Katie and Dan's 1 year birthday next week. I'm not sure if it's actually next Sunday officially or whether it's next week at some point. But yeah, so if we can do it after we've done the secret taste on, we'll give a big shout out to Katie and Dan, because 1 year is something huge to kind of celebrate. It's massive. If I remember my 1 year birthday, I was like, yes, I've been self-employed. I've done this for a year. So you kind of have to celebrate those things. So next year is like 52 weeks, 365 days, the 1 year anniversary. So we'll try and do something next week, but it's the secret taste long. It might get a bit messy. So that was my point. Anyway, I'm kind of like, what's the word? Stalling, because I can't really make up my mind which one is going to work with. I'm going to go coconut last. So I'm really not sure. Coconut and hedgerow. This is the hedgerow, boys and girls, for those of you don't know this. So this is, I can never remember what this is. It's blackberry and rose, but it's this is where I get wrong. Katie, calm down. Katie, calm down. It's blackberry and rose, but it's got blackcurrant in it for colouring. Boom. There we go. Knowledge. Right. Ooh, that's quite delicious. Ooh, I like that. That's really. Oh, hello. I might have peaked too early on this one. That's really shocks me, actually. I wasn't expecting that. Coconut. Wow. Right, okay, let's go pineapple. So pineapple and blackberry and rose. Nice, but the coconut, hands down at the moment. I mean, it's nice. Coconut, though. All day. Yeah, it's good, but the coconut's better. Hands down better. Right, let's go for this. Spiced and sea salt. I see. I can't play out in my head how this is going to go. Is it going to be better than the coconut? I'm going no. I'm going no. I don't expect this to be better than the coconut. Right, let's go for it. And I was right. That's better than the pineapple. The coconut is amazing with that. I never would have put those two together in a million years. Coconut's my winner there. So there you go, Katie. I've completely forgotten where the citrus went. But coconut definitely with that. Tropical with that. Spiced with spice. I think the citrus went with... I don't know. I forget where the citrus went. The citrus was good with all of them. It was a good all-rounder. Because I remember that as a long daiquiri. It was really, really nice. That's, yeah. Wow. Right. What are we saying in the old comments? I really want to try and see. Mummy Barman's obviously blatantly not watching tonight, is she? Big G's here. Okay, tonight's choice. I'm peering around my camera. Sorry, let's move these. Right. Let's move these. Put the lids back in these. Spiced. Coconut. Pineapple. Right. Not bad for someone with a snotty nose. Right, there we go. Big G is on an 18-year-old killed. Big G, we've been on the agricole and everything tonight. You've missed out. You know, you and your sort of molasses-based rums. We've been on the proper cane juice stuff. You know, which one is it? It's this one, isn't it? Please, yeah, cane juice. Actually, to be fair, wasn't this? No, Panama wasn't. It was the grapefruit one. No, sorry, the lemon and leaf. That was agricole as well. But this, you know, this is sugarcane. We've been on the proper stuff. Proper stuff, Big G. Right, Thank you, Barry. If you ever want some sodas, let us know. I love this. Right, bingo. Right, here we go. Bingo Ringo. It's a long comment. Are you doing this back to front? You seem to be finding the best rum for each mixer, with not finding the best mixer for each rum make more sense. Hang on, is that not what I've just done? Steve, are you doing this back to front? You seem to be finding the best rum for each mixer, with not finding the best mixer for each rum make more sense. I've just done that, surely. If I've not done that, I'm confused. What have I just done? Bingo, you're just trying to confuse me. I think I've done that, but I might be totally wrong. I don't know. Don't forget, there's loads of other mixes. That was just the whole. It was this segment. It was this, wasn't it? Where's it gone? It was this. That was the segment. Yeah, see, that was the segment. we know there's like 100. I was going to do a ting. I don't want to do a ting. I want to do a drier grapefruit soda. I want to hunt down these other grapefruit sodas. It's on Saturday. There we go. It's on Saturday. Saturday is the 1 year anniversary. I think. Do you know what? I'm being self-employed, being in my own business. I think, what my big thing that I've done virtually every year is celebrated the milestone, like another year. Definitely did it at 1 year. I remember the 1 year I threw on 2 years. I threw a party at a pub I was sort of helping out to get started and all that. And then we went away for year 3 and 4 and stuff. But whether it's just buying yourself, I think 1 year I bought myself a pair of trainers or something. Year 5 that might have been, like a pair of nice trainers. Just do something. You've got to mark your anniversaries in business. Otherwise, it's just for nothing. It's just absolutely for nothing. So you've got to do that. Right, Jeff McJeff. What's the hedgerow like with Belgrove Spiced Fig and Blackberry? Jeff, you ask this every week, and every week I tell you, but you never tune in. Is this one a spiced fig and blackberry? Let's do it now. Spiced fig and blackberry. This is especially for Bingo Ringo, for Jeff McJeff. God, there's too many names that roll off the tongue. Right. Spiced fig and blackberry from Belgrove. DDL rum with a 50-50. 50-50 is delicious. It's lengthening it out a bit more. Katie, there's bits in here. It's like you've almost used real fruit. It makes. Oh, that's like. Oh, probably. That's the sweet spot. Probably. I don't know how to describe it. So if you were doing a mixer, like 50 ml of Belgrove and 100 ml of that. So what's that? 1 to 2. 1 to 2. There we go. That's the sweet spot. Yeah, delicious. Absolutely delicious. I love that. I've said I've loved that combo, but that's nice. What's what made me laugh at the start? I completely get it. I completely get why. But we listened to Ruben at the start where it's like the whole fat wash thing, and it was a clouded coconut. It was cut back with coconut water, so it's all it's like what those of us in Discord. It's like what Ganimal's doing, Lee, with his coconut rum at home. And you put that into an environment that you're trying to sell it, and people just kind of see, oh, there's bits in there. I don't want that. But it's like flipping bits in the hedgerow soda. It means it's actually seen proper like fruit, proper fruit extracts. It's not dodgy bits. It's actually sediment of fruit. that's what's actually in there. It does. I get it, because you kind of, even I would look at something on a supermarket shelf, and if it was a bit cloudy, I would be like, what's that? But you kind of have to think at some level, oh, that's a bit proper. It's got bits. It's proper. Right. Chris, he has mixed up the format this time. I've not mixed up the format. What are you talking about? It made perfect sense in my head. I don't understand what's so complicated. What? I've taken each rum. I generally don't understand what's confusing you. I've taken each rum, or why I'm confused. I've taken each rum in each mixer and found what my favourite. You know what? I don't understand. Why is that so different? I don't get it. I don't get it. Basically, I've taken a citrus mixer and gone test it with that, test it with that, and test it with that. What's different about it? Do these rums work with that mixer? Yeah. Well, I don't understand. I don't understand your logic. I don't understand. You'll have to explain it to me in black and white because I genuinely have not got a clue what you're talking about. Right. Jeff's all over the spice fig and blackberry from Belgrove. Look, Jeff, I've got is it a pre-announcement? I don't know whether it is a pre-announcement. So, Jeff, Ed is currently working on. There's a reason why Ed hasn't come on yet from Belgrove. Ed is currently working on a third iteration, a third flavour extension. I've offered Ed to come on this year. Ed is really excited to come on because Ed does love you guys. But the third flavour variant will be out sometime early, supposedly 2023. So Ed is going to come on and we're going to do a taste along at some point with the brand new flavour and these in early 2023 after Christmas sometime. And I thought that was best. We could go with those two, but when there's another flavour in the mix, we might as well launch him with another mixer, might we? So, or with another flavour. So, yes, we will have some fun with Ed. I do like Ed. Ed's a good chap. Right. Discounts, right. Jeff. Not too much berry at all. I know you're talking to each other, but I like to eavesdrop on conversations. It's kind of fun, especially at this time of night. I'm not on Lemsip at the moment, actually. Right, you're all talking to each other. Blah 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 blah. What? Lee. Right, cloudy. Right, see, Ganimal. Cloudy means craft in beer world. Not sure how it translates to rum world. Yeah, but why? Why do we want? Right, we understand. Right, Ganimal, because right, I don't know whether Ganimal wants to publicise this or not, but I'm gonna publicise it for it. Ganimal was kind of playing about with a rum at home at the moment, and he's cut it back with coconut water, and it excites me because it's like proper coconut water, and it's cloudy, and I'm like, that's proper. It doesn't really. I get why mass market it might not be the thing to do, but as a flavour fan, as a fan of people doing things properly, it kind of does excite me to think you're cutting back rum with coconut water instead of water. Don't know, maybe just me. The format, I don't understand. The format worked out at the end. At the beginning, it seemed like you were doing the rums as opposed to the mixers. I don't know. I think you lot are all a bit tipsy. I generally don't understand. We had 3 rums. What's different? I don't understand. I don't understand how it's different. I've got 3 rums, 4 mixers. How did it start off different? I genuinely got no idea. You're confusing me. The whole idea is to try each rum with each mixer to find the best combination. So, I don't know. Are you thinking I should have done? Oh, I get what you're thinking. I think I should have done. You're saying I should have taken the spiced and gone boom with that, boom with that, boom with that, and boom with that. But what I've done is taken the mixer and gone mixer with that, mixer with that, mixer with that, but effectively got to exactly the same place, just quicker, without kind of destroying the palate and going from hedgerow to coconut or to tropical to spiced. That's number 8, Katie. We're getting close to number 9 and number 10, where you owe me a free drink, to citrus. See, you kids, you youngsters don't know how it rolls. By the way, this spiced mixer is a hint of cinnamon and ginger. It's number 9. we've got a few more weeks to go. Yeah, I might be racking up like 2 or 3 free drinks here. Dan, put your hands in your pocket, Dan. Right, Moxie, it's because you done one mixer against 3 rums instead of one rum. I've just preempted that. But it doesn't matter, does it? It doesn't matter. I've come to the same conclusion, just quicker. Jeff. I made it. Mummy, what the hell is Mummy Barman up to? Why the hell has she not brought me espresso? I don't know what's going on. And the coconut was lost, I thought. Right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I know it's... Do you know what? I'm going to do a coconut espresso martini without espresso. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to use Mr. Black. I can dial this back with a bit. I'll tell you what I can do. How can I do this? I'm going to go crazy. I've got coffee bitters here somewhere. Where are the coffee bitters? I'm going to riff on it's those ones. No, where the bloody hell are the coffee bitters? They'll be right at the back, won't they? Coffee bitters. Have I got coffee bitters? I must have coffee bitters. Oh, flipping hell. Perhaps I don't have coffee bitters. I must have coffee bitters. I must have. It must be that one. There we go. Right. I'm going to go espresso martini without the espresso. And I'm going to use that, but cut it back just very, very slightly with a tiny bit of... Well, I don't need to. I'll do it with ice. I was going to say cut it back with a bit of water. Espresso martini without the espresso. I need to get a bottle of that. Those of you that watch the Monin showcase through the week, the cold brew, what was it called? Yeah, no, Monin cold brew, where it's kind of like an espresso replacement. It has. I mean, even Tony said this. It has got this kind of citrusy edge to it. I'm quite open and honest with them. I said it to them at the time. I'm not overly convinced that it replaces espresso. It'd be perfect for a non-alcoholic. So if I did an espresso martini on a hen party, for instance, and I like we always do, we get pregnant hens or we get people that have got to drive. They're not there for the weekend. They're just there for the night and they're driving home. I think that is a great product to have as a non-alcoholic kind of liqueur replacement, but it's got a little citrusy edge to it, which kind of confused me a little bit, I have to say. But I'm just going to do... I'll have to measure this. Or should we do I've got the other Mr. Black, haven't I? I've got the Bundaberg Mr. Black. No, let's do the normal Mr. Black. So let's do... I'm gonna do little one, 15 mil. Get in there. Get in the old. There we go. Right. 15 mil of hopefully. Last legs. Right. This is going to be a booze forward. I have got ice, but I'm going to have to. I'm going to cut this back with a tiny little bit of water. There we go. Because the ice is proper frozen. Let's put that in there. So. And the coffee bitters that I spent half an hour looking for. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 8 drops. 8 drops should be all right. Right. Woo! Look at that. The frost. Does it pass the frosting test? Yes, it does. Look, that's how you get proper cold. Has it got the? It's got a little bit. Yeah, it's got a little bit of crema to it. Bearing in mind, this is not going to be bang on because we haven't got the dilution of the espresso. If I do that for a couple of minutes and just kind of, that'll be all right. That'll be all right. That'll be all right. Oh, sorry, we can get a few ice crystals in there as well. So this is just 50-50. I think this might need a little bit of espresso, but this will be the premise. Flipping hell, you don't lose the coffee, the coconut in the nose. The coconut is well easily there in the nose. That's delicious. So simple 50-50 blend. So bearing in mind I've done 15 mil of that, 15 mil of Mr. Black. There's ice crystals in there, which you're going to add to the dilution. You probably do want a little bit of extra coffee in there. You certainly don't lose the coconut at all, in the slightest in that. I always go equal measures in my espresso martinis. So if you're doing 30 mils, so you go 30, 30, 30, 30, 30 coffee liqueur, 30 espresso. That's delicious, actually. The coconut well and truly hits you on the nose. Yeah, that's proper good. Right. Jim Watt. Hello, Jim Watt. Keep it cloudy. Thanks, Ganimal, thanks. Yes. Oh, tune in for this week's video. Bingo Ringo. That's all I'm going to say. Oh no, chocolate. No, don't. No, ignore that. Ignore that. Completely off tangent. Rewind 5 seconds. I never said what I just said. If I was thinking, what's he talking about? We used the Mr. Black for a White Russian. Yes. Hello, Rossi B. How are you? Night all. He's off. He came and he went. Right. Let's put this on screen. What's Claire? Claire's just subtly turned up after finishing work an hour ago. Jack Daniels, the proper best American whiskey you can get. All the Americans and the Canadians. Love it. Coffee liqueur, Scissortail. Don't know what Scissortail rum is. Oh, is that the craft or the rum box or whatever it was this year? I saw that. I was like, what the hell is that? Interesting, Claire. Interesting. Right. C. He doesn't like his real name. His real name is Chris. And that's all I'm going to say on that. Hello, Chris. I like Stratford Soda branded bottle. What? Hang on a minute. What? Katie? Am I missing something here? I like the Stratford Soda branded bottle opener that arrived with the order. It was a nice touch. Katie, that's the bottle opener I'm using at the moment. Oh, Jay. Or I could go Pussers. Or I could go, what's this? Or I could go Pussers. What's this one? Could go Lamb and Watt. Got Lamb and Watt there. What's this? Or I could go Dead Man's Fingers. He says, stuck there. Flipping hemp. Dead Man's Fingers. I've got a lot of bar blades here, Katie. It's not that I need another bar blade. Young Katie. Dan, have a word. But, you know, it'd be nice to open a bottle of Stratford Soda with a Stratford Soda bar blade, wouldn't it? That could kind of complete the old ritual of the Stratford Soda tasting. So yeah, I mean, I use the black because it's nice. It's kind of sanded off. It's kind of nice black one, but it's Old J, you know. But hey, you know, if you don't love me enough to send me a Stratford Soda branded bar blade, then you know that's cool. That's fine. I'm you know, I'll take what I can. Tom, that's what we like. Just made an order to celebrate 1 year anniversary, like Steve. Yes. See, Tom's another one. Tom the gardener. Yes. When you're in business, you just have to celebrate these milestones. It's my 10 years. I haven't worked out this yet. So on. Oh, we're gonna have to do something then. What's happening? Oh, I don't know. Hang on. I don't know what's planned in here. What's planned in here? So it's my 10 years coming up in a few weeks. Hang on. Let me get the old aperture up. I'm dribbling again. YouTube's schedule. Who's booked in that weekend? Not that weekend. That weekend. Who was booked in? Oh, interesting. It's not that weekend. Hang on. So it must be this weekend. Oh. Old Mother Hunt and Becky. Becky at Old Mother Hunt is booked in for my birthday 10-year anniversary of being self-employed. I haven't spoken to Becky in a few weeks, probably about a month or so, so we'll have to make sure that's still happening. But yeah, so it's my 10 years. I haven't really thought about this yet. It's just kind of crept up on me. Year 10 in business. Year 10 of not being, what's the word? Not being, don't know. I don't know whatever the phrase is, but yeah. Responsible to the man? No, what's the phrase? Not being owned by... No, that's not the phrase. I don't know what the phrase is. Steve, you have one. I don't flipping have one. Where? Look, if I had don't you give me that in capital letters. If I had one, I've got flipping Chupa Chups. I've got... by the way, I prefer... Don't worry about the Chupa Chups. I prefer the Mambos when you sell the Mambos. The Chupa Chups are all right, but the Mambos, that's where they're at, Kate. If I had a Stratford Soda bar blade, I would have 100% A, seen it, because I turned boxes upside down just in case I don't, and B, kept it. I've never seen it and never kept it. So I don't, Katie. Even in the box. Did you sent me a box? Even in the box, I don't. You got me thinking now because you sent me a box. Did it come in a box? Where's my... I don't know. It's not here. Lamb and what? Katie, what did it look like, Katie? Katie, what did it look like? I swear to God, I haven't got it. I would have kept it. I 100% would have had it handy. Oh, hang on. Hey, look, I'll take one for the team. I'm really, really sorry. Katie, for every 10 times I say that spiced, I'm going to buy you a drink to say sorry. I have a Stratford Soda bar blade. There we go, look. There we go. Look, it's never been taken out of this little wrapper. Let's do the grand unveiling. Hang on, it's focused on my beard. Let's get me out of the way. There we go, look, let's focus. Look at that, look, this the grand unveiling. Why is it not focusing? It's focusing on me instead of the actual bar blade. There it is. Yeah, look at that, Stratford Sodas. Let's do the grand unveiling. Boom. There we go. Look at that. That's a nice touch, Katie. Katie, thank you very much for sending me. It could be black. I mean, come on. Black's better, isn't it? Black fits better with your brand. Come on. I mean... I'm gonna... Right. We're getting rid of all of these now. They're being chucked. They're going. They're gone. We're just having Stratford Soda's bar blade just right there. We only need one bar blade. Katie's getting, look at her, look, all capital letters. She's getting all stroppy. Look, Katie, we have sent you one. We sent you one. Look. Look at her. Look. Oh, sorry, Katie. Sorry, Katie. Dan, I know you're suffering right there in the background. I know Katie's going off on one. I'm really, really sorry at the moment, Dan. Dan, for all the grief you are getting, for all the hysterics that's happening in your household right now. I apologise. I will make it up to you on Rumfest weekend with a drink. Right. 10. Look at her. Look. She's like, we'll send you 10 more bar blades to celebrate. Oh, this is brilliant. This is brilliant. I love this. Right. Oh, dear. Dad is suffering. He's killing on the floor. Oh, you two crack me up. You two make me laugh. I can still smell the coconut in this espresso martini. I don't actually think you need espresso with this. This is delicious. This might be, I'll tell you what that would make. A coconut coffee rum fashioned. Maybe like 50 ml of that with like no sweetener, but 10 ml of like Mr. Black stirred down. That would be kind of delicious. I kind of like that. Dear. Fancy, Katie, I can't believe you said you hadn't sent me one. I've had it all the time. Katie, I don't know why you lied to me like that. Oh, we have laugh and giggle on Sunday nights, don't we? Hello, BC's Beer Reviews. BC, what's your favourite beer, BC? I don't know where you are. BC's Beer Reviews. Your favourite beer. And for someone like me that's just getting into beer, I've never had a beer. I'm like, where are we? 45 years old. I've got into beer the last sort of 3 to 4 years, maybe. And I like a Pilsner, should we say. Give me your top 3 Pilsners. There we go. Right. Question, how does it compare to a Luna coffee? Oh, I should have done that. Karen, what? Oh, Jesus Christ. Look, I rely on you lot to kind of keep me in check. And you come up with all these flipping really good ideas after the fact. Like, Karen, that would have been like the obvious combination, wouldn't it? Karen, come on. All you had to do, Karen, like 15, 20 minutes ago, was pipe up and say, Steve, don't use Mr. Black. Use a Luna coffee liqueur, which is coconut rum at the base of it. That's all you had to say. But Karen, I can't believe I have to do all this thinking. I've got you lot here in the membership community to do the thinking for me. We can do a swift sort of stirred down espresso martini. Right, let's do slightly under. So we've got about 10 ml there. And this might kill the bottle. We might have bottle kill. Oh no, we've got a bit more. Oh, still. So I'm just going to quickly stir this down. Storm King by Victory Beer Company. I never heard of that. I find with Mr. Black, I don't need the espresso in that espresso martini. Right. There we go. Right, stirred down. Let's go for that one. Solid. What have I got? What have I got? Did I? Bear in mind, it's not shaken. It's not got a froth because it's 10 past 10. I'm feeling very lazy and bunged up again. I need another. Oh, that's delicious. Oh, that's delicious. That's what I mean. An espresso. No, what's the word? A coconut coffee rum fashioned, I think, would be extraordinary. Thanks for coming, Philip. Always a pleasure. Oh, that's good. That because that's good. But this has just got a touch extra to it. Perhaps as I stirred it down, less dilution. I like that. I'll quite happily sip that at 10 past 11, at 10 past 10. Ooh, bless you. What's this? Finkner, Golsha and Stroh's. Stroh's at a dodgy rum. That's all I know about Stroh. Right. If there are no more questions, because I desperately need to blow my nose again. Branded pen? You bloody Northern Irish. Did I get a branded pen, Katie? I got a bent straw for someone. Was the bent straw from you? I wouldn't have bought a bent straw. What else have I got tucked away up here? I've got these flipping stupid Hawthorne strainers. I mean, don't get me even started on these flipping things. No, I don't think I've got a branded pen. To be fair, branded pens. I'm not worried about branded pens. I've got a box. I don't mean a box of these very sexy proper Bic Biro 2.0s. They're they've got all the colours like blue, green, black, red. But he drops on the floor. But they're the proper ones. Ergonomically designed. Not the shoddy cheapo blue ones with the blue bits at the bottom. These are like proper, soft and ergonomically designed to write. I've got a whole box of these. I love these. So yeah, pens. I'm not worried about pens. But bar blades, Katie, it would have been nice to send me a bar blade. I can't believe you didn't send me a bar blade. Straws. I remember the glass. That's the glass. I remember the glass. That's the glass. You got a bar blade, straws. That must have been the straw, because no one else is going to send me a bent straw. Why would you send a bent straw? And I think I got a packet of dehydrated fruit. Hang on, bar blade, straws, rums, and a glass. I think there was a packet of dehydrated fruit in there as well. If I remember rightly, Katie. I've got a whole tray of fruit and. The amount of these flipping things I've got now. Jesus Christ. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If anyone's short of lemon and lime juice in these, by the way, I might raffle these off for I've got about 6 or 7 of these if anyone wants them. I don't know what the date is on these. Did these go off? These probably go off. Oh, that's all right. March 2023. There we go. Happy days. So if anyone wants some lime juice or lemon juice, he's perfectly happy. But yeah, I think that was Katie. I think that was Dan and Katie, that. And I'm assuming the bent straw. There we go. Yes. And a dehydrated fruit, yes. Right. Okay, on that note, I need to blow my snot again. So I'm going to love you all and leave you. It's 10:15. Thank you very much for joining me. We got the branded watch. Hey, don't worry about the branded watch. You've got the old the Apple Watch 7, 8, whatever number we're up to. I don't know. I'm getting the iPhone 14 in next week. And the iPad, whatever that is. Yeah, I've got them all. Don't worry about it. So yeah, next week we are talking. We have got the secret special taste along next week. You've all got samples. No one knows what the hell they are except for me and the guest that's coming on next week. Um, um, and we just want to kind of, the whole premise of next week, we just want to kind of, how can I best describe it without giving the game away? These are sipping rums, over £50 a bottle. And we basically want to get your opinions on whether you can tell the difference. I think this is the best way to describe it. Whether you can tell the difference between these sipping rums at, some of these rums are not like £51, £52. They're a little bit more expensive than that. So we want to get your opinion of whether you've tasted and value these rums more than your average £25 and £30 rum. That is there's another premise to it, but that is the premise I'm going to give you at the moment. So next week on the live show, we are having a taste along, blind taste along. We're going to be tasting. You're going to be rating the rums. We shall go through the whole Rumex kind of thing of what you think of these and the tasting notes and all this, that, and the other, whether you like them or not. And then I'm going to roll the special guest out. And you can't offend them. Him or her, you can't offend them. We just want honest opinions of what you think of these rums. So next week is going to be interesting. I kind of have to do these once in a while just to kind of broaden your horizons. Is that the right thing? We're all on this rum journey and we could get blinkered. I could get blinkered from time to time. I think I like this. Don't try this, stand that. Yes, I would have loved to done, and I have got a whole selection. I'm further in the deep end of what you lot are because I've got a whole load of stuff here that I have absolutely no idea what they are. So I'm way further in the deep end of what you lot are. You lot have just got 3 that I know what they are. This lot, not a clue what they are. So I'm further in the mud. But I'm looking forward to it. I want my eyes opened to certain rums. So yes. So next week should be fun. Should be great. Special guest. What's that? Special guest Big G. He wishes. Special guest Big G. That would be a good show. Yeah, Chris, you're involved. I'm sure I've sent you them. Haven't I not? I'm sure I have. I've sent you other stuff. We'll have to get Big G on one night to talk about his agricole journey. When I've got a spare space, that would be quite fun, wouldn't it? Yeah, Big G is a special guest. That'll be a fun night, wouldn't it? He could regale his stories of how he got into sugarcane juice rum and all that. That'll be fun. But next week, next week should be good. But yeah, that's actually a thinker. That's not a bad idea. Because Big G in our little community, I mean, he's opened my eyes up to some rums. That would be got me head little thinking now, isn't it? We'll have to slide into each other's DMs, Big G, and maybe organise something for everyone. Yeah. Thinking. Oh, not that important. Anyway, so next week, that's what's in store, the secret taste along. I'm not going to show you the bottles. The bottles are going to be completely blind. I'm looking forward to tasting whatever the hell's in that bag because I've got no flipping idea of what's in that bag. Generally, though, Big G was Generally thought Big G was coming on next weekend. Why? Generally thought Big G was coming on. No, it's I don't know where this has come from, but that'd be kind of fun. I kind of like that idea. Where is it? Where's it gone? We'll have to. Big G, we'll have to chat. We'll have to make this happen. Although when people know you're coming on, they're going to know we're tasting agricole, so that might not be the best for everyone. But yeah, we'll have to get you on at some point. Big G live in the studio is only the way to go. Yes, right. So until next, I'll see you all in Discord anyway. But until next Sunday in the live, I'll see you then. Thank you very much for tuning in. I still want to hear your feedback on Spirited Union. That's been awesome. But until then, until Tuesday, there's a good video dropping Tuesday. I think it's really good. it might be it might tank, but I think it's really good. But until then, I'll see you all soon. All right. So